Town Council says yes to funds for a regional forensic computer crime team, approves a 3-year contract for the chief of police, and some lengthy discussion about solar panel projects in town, all on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, August 3rd, 2012. I'm Sarah Colvin. Longtime volunteer Chris Barber is recognized during last night's Town Council meeting. Council Vice President Jan Barton read the citation, and then Barber gave a brief speech.
For almost 2 decades, she's been volunteering in town. First, as this official citation says, in the Barnstable Together We Can Prevention Team, the Peace Committee, the No Place for Hate Committee, Barnstable United, Barnstable Smart, Safe, and Sober Initiative, and the Barnstable Youth Commission as the adult advisor, one of the adult advisors with Officer Reed Hall of the Barnstable Police Department. And this is a citation for you in recognition of your years of faithful and dedicated service to the citizens of the town and all those committees, and especially the young people that you helped mentor and bring along in life. And be it further known that the Barnstable Town Council extends best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed and presented on this date by the President of the Barnstable Town Council, Frederick Chirigotis. And this is for you.
Thank you very much.
And we also have flowers.
Thank you all. It's been a privilege to be able to volunteer, health-wise, etc. for years. And a lot of it was due to my daughter, Diane Carr. After I came back from Malawi, she said, get to work. So I started with the Barnstable group. So it's been wonderful, and I've always wanted to work with young people and have all my life. And so it's been delightful, and I appreciate the recognition, and I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Christine Barber.
And then it was time to delve into the orders of the day. First up, the council discussed an $8,400 gift that'll pay rent for an office to house a new regional computer forensics team. Council approved that gift. The chief is hoping to have the team in place on Main Street, Hyannis, by the 1st of September. An authorization for the town manager to further negotiate and execute project development agreements with CVEC, that's the Cape and Vineyard Electric Cooperative, sparked a lengthy debate last night. Councillor Mike Hersey says he'd like to have more information.
You know, it's just that I had some legitimate questions, and specifically regarding the airport, which is clearly its own animal. You know, they came before us to ask for new generators and new this and new that, and then they turned around and gave bonuses out without coming to ask to us, because everyone over there did a great job. To my knowledge, that's the only enterprise account that does that. So, so that concerns me that they have the authority on some level to dole out money without our oversight. So that, I mean, I've been an obvious critic of the airport since I've been here. But anyways, it's not my intention to derail the project. It's just that I think these are legitimate questions. And in fairness, last month you gave us a ton of information, and sometimes we get it a day or two before you're here, and to vote on a multi-year, multi-million-dollar project with 10 minutes of discussion seems unfair. So I'm thankful for your answers, and I'm reasonably satisfied today, and I'm confident Mr. Lynch will act in the town's best interest going forward. And I'm confident that if there's a question, that it will come back to us. I still have serious concerns about the airport, and I'm not a big fan about hosting other people's projects, even though it benefits us to some extent. But having said that, I'll be voting to push this forward, only because I think it's a significant project. It goes a long way, and it's ultimately in the benefit of the town. I'm just concerned, seriously concerned, as to where the benefits get allocated.
Councillor Deb Dagwon had a simple question for the group.
If we approve this tonight, what would be your next step? What's the next step?
Besides literally going forward with signatures on documents and formalizing the contract, we would then, the airport is an interesting sidelight, because one of the things that the FAA requires is an appraisal. We've been holding off pending your input on that whole issue, because the cost of the appraisal is not inexpensive, but it'll come out of the funding for the project and done offline. So That having been said, the rest of the project, I think Ron could address. It then gets handed over to the technical folks who go through the rest of that process. And Ron, can you just summarize that for us?
Job 1, submission of the interconnect application with NSTAR. Right now, as of today, we're still looking at almost 9 months to get to the impact study where NSTAR tells us for the cap landfill that it's technically possible to tie in. We don't have that at this point. And then we've told that the subsequent action by NSTAR is called a detailed study phase. And that's when they will tell us the exact cost. And that's that key milestone where the town has the ability to say yes or no on the added cost. That's a 4-month adder on top of the impact study. So 9 plus 4. So we're looking at over a year right now for the cap landfill. And that is consistent with all the projects that we have in our round 1 phase. So that will be our first project, first item. As far as other permitting, I would say the most sophisticated permitting aspect was the cap landfill with DEP, and in DEP along with the town permits seem to go fairly well. So that will be a concurrent operation.
Council approved the authorization with delays on a decision for the airport and the Independence Park project. Council also approved a 3-year contract for Chief of Police Paul McDonald. Town Manager Tom Lynch explains.
I have, along with Bill Cole, sat down and negotiated a 3-year contract with the Chief of Police. The chief came in to see us. He had some very distinct ideas about what he would like to see in his contract. Suffice it to say that in restructuring his contract, he has decided and urged us, and we have approved, to amend the amount of vacation time he would receive over this 3-year term. The same with sick time, and the same with personal time. In point of fact, he is willing to forego any additional accrual of time during the term of this contract. He has accrued time which he will use under each of those the vacation and sick time categories. He also asked that we change the way in which the sick time buyback would operate, which is very favorable to the town, quite frankly, rather than to the chief, but he has asked, and we have agreed to have that operate under the standard operating procedure. When one would retire, you would get $35 per day, and as opposed to a larger stipend to which he would be entitled to. And the salary will be $150,000 commencing on the term start of this contract, and that is about an $11,000 increase over what he is presently receiving. The work of the chief speaks for itself. I think that you have on numerous occasions given him standing ovations when we have discussed whether it's a street crimes unit or community policing, or the way that he has structured the department to provide public safety for all of us. And I'm very proud to work with him. I'm very pleased that he's willing to go for another 3 years with us. I think he's one of the strongest personnel assets that we have in the town, and I would certainly welcome any comment that you might have around that. And if you thought you needed a further discussion on, there are no other changes to the terms of the contract than those, and these are fairly significant. Should you wish to discuss that further in executive session, we'll go into that. If you're comfortable with the fact that I think this is a fair contract that the chief is very satisfied with, and that quite frankly benefits our community financially while keeping him operating for us over the next 3 years, is kind of a win-win for all of us.
Council also approved changes to the Historical Commission's makeup and accepted a $500 gift from the Rebecca Lodge of the Independent Order of Odd Fellows. You can watch the meeting in its entirety online at town.barnstable.ma.us. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.